Welcome everyone to Mostly Laughter, Some Slaughter. You can call us inspectors, or you can call this food inspectors. It's a special Canada Day episode. How are you guys?
Hang
We're
on.
awesome. Moderately put it. We're
Very
great,
cool.
eh?
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm hearing Brad going off like 7 times in the background right now. Hang on.
Oh,
I got some weird things going on for sound here.
You're hearing the world.
well, tell me about it.
You...
That's only out east. Say it out
Okay.
loud though here.
And stop me at any time. If I come across something where it's okay for you guys to say, but not okay for us, us slobs to the south to say. Just let me know, and I will apologize profusely.
We're
You
gonna
know,
start X carding you.
yes.
It'll have a maple leaf on the front. We'll put maple leaf card.
X
Okay.
card.
Besides, if you hear the following words, you've gone too far. Take off, you hoser.
Okay.
Well, we're not. Well,
Actually, no.
depending on how the game goes, it could be in Canada, could be in the US, could be in between. Who knows? It's all up to us.
We'll end up as a group of pirates on the frickin' Great Lakes, because that way we can be strictly neutral.
I don't have tables for that, so that's not all.
Well, I mean,
So
I don't know. I think that the game itself. Oh, sorry. I think that the game itself has to be set in Canada because it has to involve the theft of millions of dollars of syrup. It just
Well,
has to. I mean,
so this is how Inspectors runs. By the way, I'm going to be running today, everybody. Inspectors is a little indie game. It is usually used to simulate Ghostbusters in a kind of a very light version of the old West Coast Games version of it. It is very. There is almost no like massive giant crunch to it. I've never played it, so we're gonna take a look. And I decided to go, hey, ghosts are fine, but food inspectors might be funnier. So our kind of lowdown for our group today, who has not built characters or have been explained to anything in the game. I think the only person who's kind of familiar with the game is probably Joe. I'm
I've
not
played
sure.
it once.
You've played it once, so we have Joe and Brad to back me up if things go haywire from a rules point of view. But again, we'll probably play it fairly light. So food inspectors, no idea why. I think the idea of food inspectors is we want to do a great caper of like maple syrup being stolen. However, one of the things I learned watching some playthroughs through of inspectors, even in the Ghostbuster genre, is that's not what you do in this game. You let either A, the random table take you where you want, or just let the characters take the whole thing where they want. So my only baseline for right now, why the hell we're food inspectors and how that works into the idea that you have an independent franchise is in the year 20XX, many years after the Great Food Crisis, both the Canadian and United States government decided to completely privatize food inspection. And in food inspection also includes in the modern age also food criticism, food tasting, and indeed, on occasion, as side jobs, food delivery. So all four of these things. So think I'm not sure if you guys have the Uber food stuff in the States yet, where Uber delivers your food. Imagine your Uber driver delivering your food is also the person allowed to inspect your restaurant for health violations, as long as the people who hired him paid him. So actually, customers might hire you guys to actually do inspections
Ooh.
of the actual restaurants they are going to. There's also a possibility the government might hire you out as well, and clients who hire food inspectors quite often can claim those expenses on their taxes as part of the private partnerships that we have with the government.
That's pretty cool. So, like, the people hire person that picks up their food, they can go back and see how it was made first and make sure it was made right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a weird concept that I think actually might happen in our lifetime for lots of things, but because that's actually one of the ongoing jokes up here in Canada. I'm sure it's probably the same down here, as we literally do not have enough food inspectors to go around. I think there's like maybe a couple thousand total to cover the giant country that we have. So
here's my thought
mm,
on that. Just as a couple of years ago, Uber comes out and basically says we're going to completely redo how how transportation works. Some other brilliant startup comes along and says we're gonna, now that it's privatized, we're gonna completely change how food inspecting works, and that's our company, and we're basically on the startup level right now. So and just like Uber, it's run out of apps. It's basically first come, first served. There's a Yelp like recommendation button, like how well did your food inspector do? Click it off on 5 different categories, and it's so that their rating can rate you as you're rating them.
So I think this becomes I think where we should probably start before we do franchise creation. Although I guess from some of the playthroughs I've seen, it's flexible enough to go both ways. Should we start off with character creation?
Totally up to you, dude. It's your show.
What do you guys think? I'm going to leave it to the vote. Because if we start off with character creation, then you guys become the creators of this brand new franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And the two kind of go hand to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be fine with either way, either doing the franchise first and then the characters, or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with if we want to go the franchise route, what we can do is we come back and do technology rules later. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do with our franchise is the first thing you're going to need to do for your franchise is to agree upon, again, no one gets to yell out without, like, with everybody agreeing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to agree upon, first off, I do have franchise rules. So come up with a basic one-sentence description of your team's franchise.
Ever seen Knight Rider?
Yeah.
Pretty much right here.
That's my line.
Have you ever seen Knight Rider?
It needs to be a little bit better than that.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
but we could have a Trans Am with the light, and then
We will get to that when we get to technology roles.
Okay.
Okay.
That has to wait.
I absolutely understand what you're saying, but I do want to throw this idea out there instead.
Okay.
A second-hand food truck with the light in the grill.
Yes.
Nice.
And it's got to be like one of those large trucks with the little trailer in the back, because that way it basically is a mobile. That's our mobile office. We go all the way over town. It's kind of like one of those food trucks, only it's extended with all sorts of weird thingamajigs.
Okay. Again, that's got to wait till we do tech roles as characters.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair
But
enough.
We need a description of your franchise.
Yeah.
Top-notch food inspection anywhere, anytime.
I like that. Top-notch
But-
food inspection
Is that an acronym?
anywhere, anything.
Top-notch.
No, we're going to go with your sales logo. This is your sales logo.
Oh, yeah. We want something catchy though, right?
Yeah.
Some catchier than that. Yep.
Well, something that you got 30 seconds to do an ad, so top-notch sale, and
Okay. I got 2 words. Meat vindicators.
I love that. No. We only do inspections of facilities. We're specialized. We only inspect in areas that are no meat and no animal products. We are the vegan vindicators.
Oh, God damn it! Yes!
I do love the alliteration.
I hate my character. That's just,
Okay.
All right.
That's necessarily
So
be the
here's
weird
the thing
vegan.
is, you will probably be desperate enough for
Gonna probably have to branch out.
for money and jobs that if something comes up, you might have to go beyond that, or you can do kind of like, well, we're going to go to the special meat place, but we're going to bring it down, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
We're like
is this going to
60%
be the
vegan.
name? Is this going to be the name of our franchise, the Vegan Vindicators?
The double V's. Funny how the LED lights are on the front. That's actually the frame. It's like a pair of V's that go back and forth.
Well, I do like the vegan vindicators, but I do want to throw out something like the botulism squad.
Ooh, the botch squad.
The Bot Squad! Yes! Yes! Gives a little more versatility.
Yes.
The Bot Squad.
You
What do you
botch, we will find you.
What do you think, Leo? Bot Squad.
that's one squad. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
I like that. See here, so that we, yeah. Well, we want to put D in there, right? So.
Well, I'm just
We
thinking-
don't necessarily have to.
Oh no.
We can always like
Nice.
as we grow the franchise, we can always branch out into the Vegan Vindicators later on.
Yeah.
We'll make a note of the Vegan Vindicators though.
Well, they might be our rivals for all we know.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I'm just we vindicate your vegan. We PDQ your barbecue. These are our catchphrases. Like we're the
let's
bot squad.
PDQ your barbecue.
We'll PDQ your barbecue. Yes.
Smooth.
What does PDQ stand for?
Pretty damn quick. It doesn't matter. By the time they think to Google it, their YouTube video will have started and it's fine. It's okay.
Oh my god, that's awful. Okay. Perfect. Love it. All right. So let me just do something here. Whoops. Select mode. One of the things I haven't gotten used to, and I'm not sure how he was doing it. It looks like it was on Roll20. I saw somebody actually just having docs up on Roll20, and everybody on the stream could see them being changed. I don't think I know what I'm quite doing. Using the text editor in Roll20 to do this kind of stuff doesn't seem to work as well as my brain thinks it should. Definitely seems to be some size issues with it for sure. Okay, there. That's not bad. It's a little small. I'm sorry. I have trouble trying to figure out how to make these bigger or smaller, but that's okay.
No, it's cool. It works.
There. Okay. So we're gonna put your saying right on the top. So okay. So our next step then is, let's see here. So I think I'm gonna go with kind of what I've been seeing online. Each one of you will get a franchise dice that you can put into library, gym, credit, or bank. And basically what you do during gameplay with your characters is you can draw upon those as a pool of dice. Library will modify your academics. Gym will modify your athletics. Credit will modify your technology. Bank can modify anything, and it's really weird that your franchise doesn't give you necessarily contacts modifications either. So contact you might be able to modify with credit or bank as well. So basically, when you are rolling for your character, you can spend one or more of your franchise dice and get additional dice to roll. That's kind of how that works. However, that will penalize your franchise. So each one of you will get one dice to put in to any one of those. They can be at 0, okay? That just means you can't use them later on. And then we'll have a free-flowing one that you guys can argue about. Fair enough?
All right.
Okay, quick question.
Yes.
Does anybody really, really, really want to play the academic?
Yes.
Okay. Then that is all yours, Brad.
It's
But I mean, okay, so that was based off of like uh, a character concept that like floated through my head early on when I was thinking about this,
okay.
but is not concrete. So I don't know. Okay, what was your academic idea in?
Well, the thing about my character is my character actually I can stretch to specialize in any of the skills just because of what the framework I've got in mind.
Okay.
Academic was my first thought, but I can happily switch it to any of the other ones.
Okay, okay, then I'll glom.
Awesome, it's all yours.
And,
Okay.
and again, the way we're going to do character creation is going to be very free floating. You can organize stuff, and then once everybody's kind of thought about what they want to play, then we can adjust the characters if need be. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're gonna go around quote unquote the table. We're gonna start with Chris.
Okay.
Chris, you have one die, 1 point to put into library, gym, credit, or bank.
I'm gonna put it in credit.
So we're gonna have one into our credit card. So we're gonna be fairly rich then. Good. I'm gonna just change this on the main franchise thing. I hope that's okay. This is easier to do it that way because I'm not very good with the picture thing, so I might just copy and paste this in a second. Okay, so we have one in credit. Fair enough. Can everybody see that?
Again, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, that actually did update in real time too. Cool.
Cool.
Yay.
So that is one on credit. So next up, we'll go to Leo. Leo, where would you like to put your point for the franchise for now?
So I can pick which one: library, gym, credit,
Credit
bank?
or bank? Yes.
I'll go with gym.
Okay, so we have some awesome gym equipment that we might get.
We have poles in a firehouse that we with stairs we climb up and poles we slide down every day.
A gym
Here's
can
the
also
cardio.
gym can also include like this not just equipment but you roll your gym dice and you justify that as an NPC, maybe your personal trainer helps you.
No problem.
That's fine.
Welcome everyone to the restart of Most Laughter, Some Slaughter. You could call this inspectors, or you could call it food inspectors. We are, or I'm recovering from a terrible crash after an abortive launch of the stream, but hopefully all will be good and nothing else terrible will happen. I forgot to ask: is the sound sounding crackly still, or is that
No,
fixed?
there's no
That
popping.
sounds perfect.
Sweet,
Doing good.
sweet. Okay, so
Without pop.
yes, yes.
Sounds
So
beautiful.
that makes me feel a little better. Things could be worse. So guys, fill me in on what happened. You guys were working on character stuff while I was fighting with my frustrated computer. Fill me in.
Yeah, okay. So I'll do kind of a breakdown unless somebody else wants to.
No, it's cool. Go for it.
Should we all
Anybody
introduce
else?
our characters individually?
Sure. Let's go around. We'll start off with Joe's character. Joe, if everybody can see the screen, is the guy in the bottom left, I want to say?
Yes.
Bottom left.
Hi everybody, my name is Rod Steele. Whenever I tell everybody my name for the first time, they ask if that's my porn name. I say no. My porn name is actually the street that I grew up on and the name of my first pet. So my porn name is actually Spruce Patches. Rod Steele is the most boring person in the world who ever had the name Rod Steele. He worked in a bank for 22 years, hated every minute of it, but learned a lot of great skills. Learned about money, learned about technology. Eventually, he saw the writing on the wall.
Well, that's not gonna.
He saw the writing on the wall and realized he was going to have to leave the bank or he was going to get fired. So he took out an early retirement. Or no, he took a package. He's too young for early retirement. He's younger than he looks. He's actually in his like early 40s.
So
But he looks
I'm just curious. What was he going to get fired for? Is this like embezzlement or
No, nothing. No.
Restructuring.
he's boring? Oh, okay.
Way too exciting for Rod Steele.
Okay.
Okay, that's just a little bit too much excitement for Rod Steele.
Yeah, he's not the sort of guy that comes to work in a bunny costume. So yeah,
Yeah. No, he was just they were closing down his branch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like nobody's coming to your branch, Rod. It's way out in the middle because it's way out in the middle of like Western Manitoba. Nobody goes there. So yeah. So he took his package, he took his investments and his savings, he cashed it all in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a bad. They actually did write on the envelope when they gave it to when they gave him the papers. It actually somebody wrote on the envelope Rod's package.
Wah, wah.
He didn't get it. He still doesn't get it. So he took all that money, moved out to Alberta. He's decided to join up some kind of a. He's like, I'm gonna start one. I'm gonna join. He's not gonna start because starting, way too much excitement. But he's gonna join one of these new tech startups that he's been hearing so much about that's going on in Western Canada, and he's gonna put in his money. He's gonna invest. They're gonna make it big. The stock's gonna take off. They're gonna have an IPO. He's gonna sell all his shares, and then he's fucking moving to Tahiti. Screw Canadian winters. Screw Canadian tax laws. I'm moving to Tahiti.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
Sounds good.
so that is your character. Let's go to, and one of the streams I saw was everybody gives each other, hang on, sorry, phone.
One moment, please bear with us.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. So one of the streams I saw was everybody gives each other nicknames. No. I'm gonna go GM Fiat. I'm giving you my nicknames. So Rod is Rod.
Wow!
Rod.
His first name is Rodney, so yes, Rod is a nickname.
Yeah, so Rod is Rod. Chris's character immediately became the GH. Because we're going to go to Chris's character next for a description.
Okay.
So give the breakdown of kind of what we talked about as we built characters off stream.
Sweet. Okay, my character was born in Cessford, Alberta, sometime back around the 40s or 50s.
Because how old are you?
I am 70 years old.
That's awesome.
I became a vegan when I was in my 30s, and it gave me eternal youth for all intents and purposes.
I
That's why
believe you
he's so
also do
sexy.
judo, do you not?
Yes. In fact, I own the website judolocator.ca. However, I am a people person. I have been in a wide range of businesses. Most recently, I was in a tech company called Inclusive, where I was the employee development specialist. And despite that, well, let's just say there was a bit of an incident that I don't want to talk about now. But I was able to get a job relatively quickly because, well, look at me.
You are fabulous.
I have the powers of veganomics that guide my soul.
Oh no!
And we'll go to Leo.
But I'm also Sagittarius, in case the girls are asking.
Okay. So we'll go to Leo's character, which I haven't come up with a good nickname yet. So we just might call her Meat Girl for now.
Oh.
I think we can do better than that. Please.
We are not going to treat Miss Mito like a piece of meat.
Yes,
All right? This is an HR nightmare.
absolutely. In fact, I'd have to fill out paperwork because of it.
Actually, that's
be
actually
sued.
perfect. We just call her by her actual real name, Mito, because it's an excellent typical Japanese play on words. So,
Yes.
Leo, describe
Or
your-
Barbie.
Yes.
Or top heavy. Or
Oh,
So who are you, Leo? Who are you for those who might not recognize her?
Well, if people on stream is going to recognize her from Food Wars, the Meat Girl, but I'm going to put a little spin on her. She's going to be more of a drill sergeant type person. Going to be, and she's going to have a YouTube videos where she instructs people how to beat your meat. So she shows people how to tenderize and cook food, meat specifically, in her YouTube videos. And she hates people who do not treat meat like they should be. Her relationship, I'm kind of jealous of Glenn over here. He's got his height and weight, so I'm gonna put that down. So born May 4th, gender female, blood type B, height.
I created a monster. Oh man.
So
Actually not that tall, but
Oh, I love that.
so yeah.
The little details. The little details.
And she is a little coy with Raj, who she is sure was in a
sexy comedy?
Yeah, she's sure that Rod was in a porno, so she's very ornery with him about his name. Put it that way.
Nice.
I tried. My drawing skills with a mouse are less than spectacular, but I wrote your names in pen, and for her, it's supposed to be a heart with a fork sticking out of it. So, there you
Okay, it does sort of look like that.
go. Okay.
Vaguely.
So, vaguely. Or whatever way you want to look at it, it's fine. So, we now have one last character we're going to have to build. Now that we're back on stream and everybody can go through the process with us, we're going to go to Brad. So, Brad, we're going to start off with the simple thing is you can name your character or come up with a background for your character first. But generally speaking, we're just going to come up with kind of a nice little cool background for your character before we start it.
Okay, so I guess to start off, I want to apologize both to any Quebecois who may see this,
Yes.
as well as an apology in general to everyone for how totally awful my my attempt at a French accent is going to be.
Oh my god.
But
oh my.
So excited.
Bring it!
Will you employ me, Brad? Please employ me when I get fired. Okay.
oh no. Oh, okay. If you think that
No, we're good.
if you think that a bad French accent is going to
it's not.
cause you trouble, it might actually cause you work troubles. Then I won't do it. I'll do
Okay,
something else.
so this comes to the most interesting question, and you're gonna have to put it in chat. What is your name for your character?
Dr. Edouard Houlet.
Okay, you're definitely gonna have to put that in chat.
Okay.
6 years of French, I can't spell that. That's fine.
Okay. I believe it is.
If you misspell it, it'll be amazing because that's totally what we do out in Western Canada. Most
Okay.
we have a rough relationship with these sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's like that.
It's mostly their fault.
Ooh.
Edouard
Edouard.
Houlet. I like it.
Wait. Is your last name supposed to be Egg? Your
What?
last name is Egg.
His his catchphrase is "Get cracking."
Oh no!
So,
Let's get cracking.
okay, so
Accent. Horrible in a French accent. Can't do it.
Edouard,
Bad
Mr. Oué.
Oui.
So, Mr. Oué, what is your background? What was your past career, job, that kind of stuff? And you don't have to go with Joe. Joe started off my character when he was 5 years old, so we don't have to go that far.
Yeah. Hopefully not that far. Edouard is a researcher. He is convinced that there shall be a food apocalypse in the near future, and it is his goal in life to head this off to save the world.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Would you classify yourself as a conspiracy nut?
Oh, absolutely.
Food apocalypse conspiracy nut.
Yeah, yeah.
That is amazing. Okay. That
See him. He's like one of the guys on the show of Food's Day Preppers.
Food Day. Yes, there is probably going to be a show called Food Day Preppers. So, general description of your character. You saw most of our characters of our players have found the pictures. You can look for pictures later on. Is there anything else other than being a researcher and a food apocalypse conspiracy nut
And how
to
did you
describe
get
your
to work for the
character?
I think that's all I've got right now. And
So
you
we
know,
can.
do you really need more than that to as like a character stub? I think.
No, we
Okay.
don't. We seriously do not in this game.
No,
It's
no.
fine. Because the characters can build later on. So now comes our hard question because you missed what we had. And just so we don't double up, I'll give you an idea of what everybody's stats are.
Okay.
And the stats are not secret. So I'm going to give you Glenn's. Glenn is in with everybody, so he has contacts. Lots of contacts.
They like
His
me.
tech, despite the fact that Glenn used to work for an HR company, his tech is at 1, which could explain why he got fired.
Not my fault.
Whoops. Oh, I meant to show players. Miss Mito is
Okay.
going to be punching lots of people.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Her attack is also kind of low as well. Mr. Rudd Steele is our tech guy.
Okay. Sounds good because I was definitely going to be mostly academics and maybe like a little bit of tech, but not like a 4 or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through your athletics, academics, and technology. So you have 9 dice to distribute, minimum of 1 each. So it's actually kind of like you have 5 dice to distribute. That's actually probably the easier way to do it. But yes, you have 9 dice.
So let's. And 4 is the max, right?
4 is the absolute max. You cannot have a 0.
Cool dice is a thing, or is that separate?
You cannot put into cool dice. Cool dice you earn later on, kind of like a fate point.
Okay. Looks like I'm at 9, right? 5 and 4. Okay.
Yes. So I don't see it being changed in your character. Is that just me? Or wait.
I did
Yes.
save.
Okay, let me check it again.
Yeah, I just saw numbers and then it just didn't save.
Maybe that's because I
Oops.
had it. That's
Okay.
probably my fault. Okay, I'll let you do it on your own, and I will stay away from it for now.
Okay, let me. Yeah, I'll try that again.
Dr. Ouellette.
Yeah,
Yay.
Dr. Oulet.
Dr. Oulet?
Dr. Oulet.
Don't pronounce the T.
Hooray.
There we are. Perfect. So we have a nice broad base of.
And even though my French accent throughout this is going to be terrible, I whenever you say my name, I will correct you and say that your French pronunciation is terrible.
No matter what it is, we say,
Terrible.
whether we pronounce the T or not,
Yes.
it's still gonna be yes.
Terrible. So we also have a broad but narrow talent that you must take. And your talent kind of describes kind of what your characters are. Currently, our talents are as follows. Veganomics for Chris. Eco.
Clearly, that applies to everything.
Akumi, with a little bit of prompting, is our tenderizer. She tenderizes stuff. Rod Steele is sharp senses. So what are you?
A researcher. Is that okay? Research? Or is that too broad?
That's too broad. That's actually more like a description of actually what academics does on its own.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a little bit, again, broad but narrow focused.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Give them conspiracy.
Well, then food conspiracies. Yes.
Food conspiracies, yes.
Food conspiracies. Write it down. That is broad and narrow focus because it's not so much like it's more making it as hilarious as possible. I think is the way this is going.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
For those who wanted to see a serious game, we apologize in advance.
Oh yeah.
For those who wanted to see a serious game, you're kind of on the wrong stream.
Yeah, this is
All right.
called Mostly Laughter Slaughter.
So, we are now going to go to our interview process, which will lead us into finishing off our franchise.
Excellent.
So, we need a couple ideas. Do we want the franchise to be completely structured and formed, and you're all being interviewed as prospective employees? Do we want a couple of you already working for the company, and we don't have to worry about the interview process? Because eventually what we're going to have to do is give you titles within the company.
How about how about this is reality show? We can kind of do like a
Whoops.
can we do like reality TV a little bit and put in that we're trying out for the this is like creme de la creme top tier job application, and we're like trying to become members of the group.
We're competing to join.
Okay, now I did not download anything for this, so we're gonna have to use our feeder of their imagination.
Yep.
So yes, I think we're all going to have the idea that there are contracts being given out, licenses to become an inspector because it become kind of a competition. So there is, because it's the year 20XX, there is an online contest to get licenses, and it's basically turned into America's Got Talent for this to get the license.
Quick question for clarification.
Yes.
Are we all competing for a job, or do we have a business already and we're competing, like we're all working together and competing for that business to get that business the contract?
Which way would you were thinking, Leo?
I'm thinking we're all working together, when you have the food truck wars,
Mm-hmm.
on Food Network, the food truck wars.
Yes.
So basically the same thing. All four of us are on a team, and we're trying to take down the other teams on the that's on the island. Basically, I don't know.
We're trying to get the contract with a secret organization known as Food Stoppers.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay. So secret organization or network
you guys
show,
can't. So yeah, you can't.
or
Yes.
some sort of cross between
So-
where there's yes, it's this network show, but there's like
Okay,
this hidden
so-
aspect to
okay.
it because
Okay. Before we go down this route, let's
Pull
get
the
with
reins.
I'm going to pull the reins because let's get with the basic concept.
Okay.
You have a franchise that will have to get contracts somehow. So you cannot necessarily be a secret organization because that's not this kind of game. We kind of want the idea that it's like a PI's office almost, like
right. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right.
private investigator. Now, that is fine if we want to kind of go, we are competing for a contract somehow. But remember, you are going to be the ones going out into the field. That's kind of the idea. You're investigators. That's kind of the idea. Now, if we want to go that you're all competing for a job or competing to get your first investigation license, like you've all met up, and now it's time to compete for the investigation license to found your your company, that's fine. Or you're competing for spots with like NPCs for a company that's already established.
I like the idea that we are. I like the food truck wars idea. We are a business. We've just gotten started.
Okay.
We somehow all met each other and started this business, and now we are competing to get a contract.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're gonna call Brad's character Edo. Or Eddie the Egg. Eddie the Egg. We're gonna call you Eddie the Egg.
You Philistines.
How about Ego? No, okay, no, it's that.
Oh, Ego!
I like it. I like it. Make it so.
Ego it is. Sorry, Brad. That's what happens when you get nicknames.
I cannot believe I associate with you people.
There we
It
are.
is
Okay.
inconceivable.
It's
Alright.
okay, Doctor. Don't worry. Eventually, they'll get tired of using it. I mean, at my old job, they called me Rod for like 15 years before I finally got them to stop. So don't worry. Eventually, they'll get tired of it.
Here you
So-
go. Hey, Rod. What's up?
So to get
Nothing,
with,
Mr. Henry. What's up with you?
so
I
to
think,
get
is it the okay? I'm gonna go.
But your
overly
name is
here.
Rodney. It is a common way of shortening the name. It is different.
Yeah, but it's not my name.
Are you messing with my rod again? Listen here, fool. You don't mess with my rod. Listen, my rod is sacred. You don't touch the rod. My rod's my friend. You let him alone, okay? Listen, GH, I'm tired of you. One of these days you're gonna have one of my steaks. It's gonna be delicious. And then you're gonna turn it to dust, and then I'm gonna sweep you up and throw you in the trash. That's what's gonna happen to you. You touch my rod.
I feel so sorry
terrible.
for you, Mito, for you do not know the true feeling of being a vegan.
Oh God.
Now,
Okay.
now, there's
Yes, I
room enough.
sparkle. Okay.
There's room enough in botulism for all manner of eating. There's those of us who are vegan, and those of us who like meat, and those of us who like eggs. It's fine.
So we definitely need to get back. Come on screen.
Yes. And thus, I think I've entered a relationship with Mito.
Okay. So we definitely. Okay. So I completely lost track of what the hell we're doing now. You guys got me completely off.
Thanks.
Ta!
We were talking about.
That's a Steam achievement, right?
No, it is not.
Is that cold ice? We get cold ice now?
No. So
Keep the system. Oh,
I don't want to start handing out stress before gameplay. So here's
Also, what we're trying to do
we
is give
oh
away
yeah,
the last.
so we won a
franchise stuff.
competition for the first contract. So we're still, how are you going to work into establishing our company, or you just want to go into like let's do some stuff for the company? Because there's a few other things we need to do franchise before we get into gameplay. So as part of this, what I think is the competition is not just for your first contract, but to kind of finalize some of the stuff you need since you're still a fairly new company. Like 5 franchise dice is like you guys are basically a startup like half a month ago kind of thing.
Well, we have a truck.
So you have your truck. Okay, so here's what we need to do then. We need to establish where we would like our last franchise dice to be. Because we did distribute 1 franchise dice per person.
Mhm.
So we need to agree upon 1 additional franchise dice to put into place. Under library, gym, credit, or bank. Bank is currently at 0. You got 1, 1, 2, and 0 for library, gym, credit, and bank in that order.
I'm sort of thinking bank just to cover
Yeah.
bases.
Okay, everybody in agreement?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's good to have
Okay.
something just in case
So
you
this takes me to the most interesting question. Who had the idea first of the second-hand food truck?
I think it was
That Yeah, see, this is why this stuff has to wait. Who had the idea of the secondhand foods truck? This is super important.
It was definitely not Rod.
Okay.
It could be me.
I think.
We'll give it
Do
to
we-
our good buddy Mr. O'Leary.
Do we agree that Brad probably came up with it?
Sure.
What do you think, Leo?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he was
great.
living outside his van anyway, so he basically just repackaged it.
Or was it Leo that came up with the secondhand food truck? I can't remember. It was either one of you. I can't remember.
I think technically I'm the one that came up with the idea of a secondhand food truck.
Okay.
But Rod's character would not have come up with it, right?
No, I don't really see Rod coming up with that idea.
Okay. So, do we want to go to Brad then?
I think
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly happy to yield it, but
I'll let you guys decide.
I mean, if nobody else, if it doesn't fit anybody else's concept, then I could see it. I could see it in for Edouard.
Technically, he was living in it anyway, and he
Yeah.
basically repackaged in order to get.
Oh my God!
Totally.
Okay, so with
I'm
that
okay with
being
that.
said, Ego, you need to make a technology roll with your character. So you have 2 technology dice. You're gonna roll me 2d6
Yay.
Right.
Rolls.
and take the highest of the 2 rolls.
Okay.
This will determine
Okay.
how cool your secondhand food truck is.
Ah.
Oh,
Wait.
Nice.
we keep the highest.
Yay!
That is very, very awesome. So, we're not quite at the point where we're handing out franchise points yet, because we haven't technically got an investigation. But with that roll, I will definitely let you put an extra point. What are you rolling for, Joe?
Sorry, I was just copying and pasting his formula there. Just like, okay.
X
I'm gonna
carded.
use that.
Okay. So Brad,
Uh-huh.
with that roll, I'm going to let you put 1 more point into anything in your franchise that you want.
Well, okay. I think that since this
Because
is
your food truck is not just a second-hand food truck, it is an awesome second-hand food truck.
It's got LED lights on it that spell out amusing words.
well, considering that I've been living in it, I think that it also has a bunch of my books floating around it, so extra library.
I
Nice.
totally agree. We'll put an extra point in library. That is a good way to resolve that roll. Excellent. So we can now go around the table to anybody else who wants to suggest a piece of equipment that we might have that kind of goes with our franchise. Again, it's got to be kind of one of these broad but small things. So you can't like request a jumbo jet or something like that.
No.
Something within the realm of food inspectors working out of an awesome secondhand food truck who has not yet gotten a perfect client.
I think we definitely have to have some kind of portable chemistry set.
Okay, so that is Joe's idea. So that's your idea. So Joe, give me a technology roll for the port chem set.
And do.
Now, it's weird that there isn't really much for rules-wise for the tech, but that's okay. It can just justify some of your rolls later on, that's all.
Highest I
That
get is
is,
Not bad.
that is a 4. So, 4 to 4, here's what we have. 4 to 4. Let me get my skills rolls. So, whoops. Wrong one. Sorry. What this for? 4. Fair. Describe mostly positive result of your action, but you also include a negative or humorous effect. So what do you
Can I?
have? Yes,
Okay,
of course.
so I have managed to secure a really excellent, top of the line, really well decked out kids chemistry set.
Timmy.
And every piece on this chemistry set is branded like little scientist chemistry set.
I like it.
So it's functional. It absolutely works fine, but it's totally like every piece of it is branded like a kid's toy.
Okay.
Awesome. So you have now your portable chemistry set, which is the Little Chem Kid set. Okay. All one word for Little Chem Kids.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to Leo. Leo, would you like to suggest a technology that you might have access to start off with? And you don't have to.
Question: does it have to be a technology? Could it be something like more humorous or something?
We're kind of at the point where we're building stuff. We'll get to you, Chris, and see if what makes sense. Because
Okay.
at this point, as far as I can see in the rules for the building, it's at this point we're only making technology rules, if I remember correctly.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, then I would go with a freezer, like a meat locker,
Yes.
like a freezer for all the frozen foods.
Yeah, it's got like a mini reefer or something in the car, built in the truck.
Like a walk-in cooler or something, like a fast food restaurant. So when we deliver, because we're delivering food as well, right?
So yeah, because it's an awesome food truck. It doesn't have to be this like, oh, it's a food truck. No. It's a food truck that's the size of a 30-foot RV. So I'm okay with this. So proper freezer, make me a technology roll with the number of dice you have available.
So that's one. Yeah.
That is one.
Here we go.
One. Ooh, there's a roll.
It meets.
Oh no.
This will be fun.
So on a
It
two,
sometimes cools things down a little. Sometimes.
the GM decides your fate, or you may suggest something suitably negative. So would you like to suggest something suitably negative for your freezer? Because I know what I want.
Oh no.
What do you want there, Jason? Tell me.
Oh, I don't want it actually on the food van. I want it as a separate trailer.
Oh,
That has
Old silver campers.
what were you thinking?
no, that sounds good. I was thinking about negative effect that I have to smack it to keep it running every once in a while. Like hit it.
Trailer that needs smacking sometimes.
Perfect.
All right, that's fine.
A
Like
trailer.
every once in a while, the machine or the compressor stops working. I have to hit it with and like I try to fix it. And I'm like, and I smack it and it starts again. I'm like, okay.
So yes, so instead of this beautiful like walk-in freezer that's like installed, it's this piece of crap that you have to tool around, maybe plug in sometime, stop every so often to fucking smack to keep it working. It red lines all the time.
Well, you're ready to
I
start.
like it. I like it.
Okay, so Chris, you have an option of suggesting technology, or what was your idea?
I was gonna do something incredibly silly to see if it becomes a MacGuffin.
What's that?
We have a complete listing of all the Canadian parks and recreations. Like it's the camper's guide. That's literally in the glove department.
Why don't we go a little bit more broad and say a GPS then?
No, I mean an actual book. Like, those old catalogs. That's listed.
Okay, big book of maps. Remember, don't go too specific because it won't
Oh,
come
no,
up.
I mean, like, it's going to be just one of those random things we go put out there. Like,
Big
I'm an old
book of-
guy, man. It's like
book
dates
of-
back to the 70s, which means it's horribly outdated.
Could I
So,
suggest something that's a little
yeah.
bit more weird?
Useful. Yes.
Oh.
Not so much useful, but weird. Useful and weird.
Okay,
Okay.
fair.
The glove compartment of the food truck.
Okay.
For some reason, every once in a while, we randomly open it, and there happens to be a book of maps for roughly what we're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Is kind of like the idea of a GPS. To be
Okay.
honest with you.
Except
You
instead
get-
of it being an actual GPS, it's like,
Yeah.
we open it occasionally, like, oh look, here's a road atlas for the area that we're in. When did we put that in there? I don't remember putting that there. You remember that? I don't remember. Oh, never mind. We'll just go with it.
The premier restaurateur guide. It's perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll go with glove compartment mystery maps.
Sure.
Is that a good description of that?
Sure.
Yes. Where are you writing this down, Jason?
I'm just writing it down right now under notes and stuff under bots you list them.ca.
Okay.
So make me. I'm gonna definitely call that a technology roll. Technology
That's
roll.
what I was trying to avoid, you goofballs.
I know.
But you're really good at that, right?
Okay. I don't even know. How do you roll the dice? Like,
Just roll a d. How many dice do you have?
I have 1d6, so I'm just gonna roll 1d6.
Just roll a d6. That's all we're gonna do in this
No,
system.
not so
No
good.
clicks.
Okay.
No clicks to go. Or you can roll 6. Even odds at this level.
Yes.
There
Ah!
you go.
Oh!
That was stupid luck.
Stupid luck is the best kind of luck.
Hey, as long
Okay.
as it's stupid when it succeeds. So neener
So-
neen.
So just like Brad, we're gonna have glove compartment mystery maps. Works every time. So just like Brad, we're gonna use the rule. You roll a 6, turn to franchise creation. So instead of getting franchise dice to assist in the actual completion of our narrative,
Yes.
you get to put a single point into one of choice of library, gym, credit, or bank. Which one would you like?
Credit because we know where the banks are.
Credit because we know where the banks are. Alright, so that takes us to finishing off building your thing. So we are now at the point where we are going to compete for our first client.
Okay.
The competing for the client thing is purely role playing because we're going to be rolling for a client.
Okay.
So, who came up with the competition idea for the clients?
I think it
That was Leo.
Leo, what would your imagination of on how you would be competing for a client, your first client? How would you compete against the other inspectors for this in the version of, let's say, a web TV show?
So we show up to we're sitting there with our trucks, and they tell us that we have to drive in an area, like they don't tell us where we're gonna go, and we're like at this C-130, like, and it's blacked out. We don't see anything going, and then when the show starts with our whole trailer getting shoved out the C-130 with a parachute coming down. It's like, all right, you have your first mission, and it comes up on our screen. Bleep. It's like George and Martha with a tin, and she wants to pick up pizza. And when we drop down, we got to go to the pizza place, and we got to follow the dots on the map. So whoever finishes first.
Oh
Yes,
my
we have
god.
pickups and a bunch of deliveries, a bunch of inspections to do, and then how we complete those and how good we are is rated by the people that other food inspectors that are there or stuff like that.
Celebrity food inspector.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
can run.
celebrity food inspectors are there at the
Okay.
location going, checking to see if we did it right.
This is good. This is a great premise. So what I'm going to go with is to complete our mission for today. I was going to put it in our franchise. Is what was the suggestion online? I think the suggestion online was to start off with 15 and see how you're going to do there. So by the time we are done, we're going to have to try to get a total of 15 franchise dice. Okay, that's kind of the idea. Now, there is really no rhyme or reason of how those come up, but once we reach number 15 franchise dice, that is not necessarily the end of the night. It is just you have reached your goal, but you still have to complete your mission, if that kind of makes sense. I think that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so we are going to go with, boop, 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 you've landed. We're going to roll for a random client. So we are going to start off with Leo because that was his idea. Leo, roll me a 3d6. A 3d6 and add it together.
Sweet. No problem. There you go. 17.
Wow.
So 17. We have ourselves a verbose. And roll me 3d6 one more time.
12.
We have a verbose community leader as your first client.
Nice.
He's a loud community leader. Would you like to figure out what kind of community leader or just general? Or gross.
Community leader.
Community leader. Yeah, like are we talking maybe
Oh, he's a member of the Canadian Mounted Guard. Yeah.
Canadian.
He's the was it the chief police of the Canadian Mounted Guards, I guess?
Actually, you know what I'm gonna say?
Leader.
He is
RCMP?
gonna be a instead of RCMP, because I do have police officers, I'm gonna go chief of, and we all have these, of the Rotary Club. Local Rotary Club / veterans community.
Okay.
So let's say he's a retired RCMP officer.
All right.
So I guess you're gonna race to the scene.
Yeah.
So we race to the scene, and you are the first there. No one else beat you. So ding, 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 you got your first one. And he's like,
I think this is in part because the van, it has a siren. Unlike most other food vans, it is an important part of the investigative food van business. Yeah. Oui?
yes, absolutely.
Very important.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
all right, I'm going to jump into this because I'm not sure how it's going to go.
Yeah.
But as soon as we arrive at the scene, or as we're arriving on the scene, can I do a confessional?
Okay, so
Have we got to that point
Joe,
yet?
no, we are in gameplay. You can do one confessional per person in a single quote unquote session. So we're in the
Okay.
session right now. I'm just looking up if there's any roles we do at this point in game. So, Joe, first off, give everybody an idea what a confessional is.
Okay, so if anybody has watched reality TV, I'm sorry. The confessional is, or if you've watched The Office or anything, this is the part where the action sort of pauses and one of the characters speaks directly to the camera like they're being interviewed or like they're talking directly to the audience.
Which is perfect because we're actually in a reality TV show, so you're literally talking to the audience.
So this is literally like an interview that was taped sooner or later. If you've seen Chopped, this is when they're like, and there was that point when I was chopping the onions that I realized, oh my God, I'm allergic to onions. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So what's your confessional?
Okay, so
And
Rod,
mechanically, it sets up somebody else's skill or something like that.
yes.
So basically, he can give somebody a talent, both bad or good.
Or ambiguous.
Or ambiguous, yes.
So the characters that I give it to should write that down. And it becomes a role-playing point. That character, if they role-play that trait, then that's an extra franchise die.
Yes.
Does that count toward a 15 or no?
Yes, absolutely. And if it's kind of something like, it's also, you can also still invoke it like your regular talent as well, on top of it.
Nice.
So you get an extra dice. But you only get to use one talent at a time. But that's
Can't
okay.
both.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you...
Yeah, example of that would be like, damn, Peggy was so rude. I mean, get her. She was throwing my underwear in the hamper and didn't soak the reds from the pinks, you know. And
Yeah, exactly.
if the character plays out that scene or does something similar, then you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can even be all like, you can also use it to edit a minor scene point. So if we're in the middle of a scene point where things are not going away, like confessional time, right?
Yeah.
So, and
Okay.
I'm gonna allow a lot of free flowing confessionals in that way, but that's okay.
Excellent.
So,
All right.
what are
so-
you doing with your confessional, Joe?
Here's how I see this happening. First off,
Okay.
the confessional comes up and Rod is sitting there in the seat and he's like, Do I start now? Do I speak? Oh, okay. Yes. Hello. I am Rodney Steele. Whenever anybody asks if that's my point, no, wait, I can't say that. Never mind. Yes. Well, I was really nervous when we pulled up to the first up to the Rotary Club, because I knew that this was going to be our big break. I was really scared that Ikumi-san's tendency to fly off the handle would mess things up for us, and unfortunately I was right.
What are you adding to her?
So something like flies off the handle or easily angered.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Volatile?
Volatile's good. You're welcome.
Oh. Now, I'm trying to volatile. Now, what I'm trying to remember, I think it's you only get it when you role play it, and you only get the franchise dice once. Am I correct, Joe?
I believe that is correct, yes.
Yeah, I'm reading my... Pick and choose once you like them. Okay. So, yeah. Cool. So, as a form of compensation for letting another player mess with a character, you get an extra franchise dice at the end of the game, but only if you roleplay that trait. Sounds good. Okay. So, I don't think that's going to be a problem with that description of his character.
Awesome.
So, we are now with community leader. We are with
Random name giver?
Sergeant Bob Jenkins. Well, let's go on Bob Jenkins.
Okay.
Bob Jenkins is going to come up a lot in this game because the first thing comes to my mind for some weird reason. So, who would like to start the interview with Bob Jenkins?
I would.
Okay, so we'll let our pretty boy talk to Bob. Bob has a problem.
What seems to be the problem? How can we help?
Roll a 3d6 for me because none of the problems are set in stone.
You know, you look so tired. What could possibly be wrong?
An 8. And roll me one more 3d6, Chris.
Okay. 13.
Rod is really concerned that he's like, oh man, you know what? I have a problem, because he's verbose.
Okay.
I have a serious, massive issue. You know that new arena they built downtown? We're literally just going to do this in our hometown, everybody. You know that new arena they built downtown?
Yes, I've heard about that. Some people say it's a real eyesore.
Well, you know, the Rotary Club, we set up we were able to get part of the concession there. We need to earn some money because, like everybody else, we lost all our government funding. So we got some concessions in there. We're going to get some of our old guys back working again, get the veterans back out in the community. And some idiot stole our secret recipe.
Oh, no.
From the building. Like, straight from our booth at the building. I know. Like, who would do that?
That just seems cool.
Certainly this cannot be a coincidence.
What do you mean?
Well, I happen to know that there are those who are planning the food apocalypse are collecting specialized recipes to bring about the Armageddon. It is quite the cover-up that this provable fact is not on the news.
Serious? He looks at the rest of you like, what? He's never heard of anything like this.
Well, of course, you have not heard about it. It is being covered up.
It's okay. We understand completely in the situation here, and we will show the proper support and situation here to identify these loathsome recipe snatchers and ensure they are brought to justice as only we can.
Oh, he's like
Yes,
he kind of like
unless
definitely
the police are involved, which is a possibility, but we shall handle it. Yes.
We will come to the truth and whatever that may entail, and your sanctity of your recipe will be saved.
Oh, I'm really like thank you. Now,
It is okay.
the Rotary Club, because much like you, we are a private partnership with the government nowadays. We can claim our expenses, so we were willing to fund you for this very well. But he's like yelling. I don't want to yell into this microphone. But he's like yelling at you right now. He's like, but you must not let our secret recipe for somebody roll me a D10 because I am now on. I don't even know what that is.
You're on the random food list?
8.
There you go.
You got 2
3,
8s.
4, 5, 6, 7.
It was
8.
always going to be an 8.
Wow.
It was
That. So okay. So whatever this is from the random list. My dad was a professional chef.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. What is Babaco? If somebody could please tell me what Babaco is.
It's Babaco 5.
Our secret recipe for water Babaco.
Babaco is a Californian fruit that was originated in the South Highlands of Ecuador and believed to be a naturally occurring hybrid of Cacara stipulata and C. pubescens.
We, of course. The important word here is hybrid. It is, as I have said.
Okay, so Chris kind of started off that one. Oh, because were you doing that in character or out of character, Chris?
I have Veganomics. I know everything about vegetables.
Good point. Good point.
Make your first academics roll. You may add an extra dice because of your Veganomics.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. So,
we're gonna put this kind of important investigation because that's our next stage, anyways.
Okay, it's a 4.
That is a 4 as your highest. So, with a 4 as your highest, our skills is fair. Describe a mostly positive result of your action, but you must also include a negative humorous effect. So you quickly pull out your computer and start Googling Babaco to make sure we all know what it is, and you suddenly realize, what about the water Babaco? Something silly and humorous about the water Babaco.
It was originally the water Babaco when it was smuggled actually across the border into California in the 70s. There were these black market Babacos that basically ended up building the drug trade back in the 70s. Did you really think it was about drugs? Back me up here, my friend, conspiracy guy. You know what it was all about. It was all about the Babaco back in the day. Because it was slang.
Hey, we are now putting officially now as a plot line for Waiter.
Babaco smuggling.
No. We are now calling this the Iran-Contra Babaco affair.
Okay.
All right. That's awesome. I love it so much. Unfortunately, that does not give you a franchise point with that roll, but that is okay. That is the hilarious part. So he's like, oh, your knowledge of the Babaco industry is so good. I am very confident that you can help me.
We will do what we can with what we got. My only request is you validate our parking.
And he's like, parking will be free.
Ooh!
Thank you. We will.
Seriously, that's a big thing.
Go in peace, my friend. We will go and find out why your Babaco has been bamboozled.
Oh no! Okay. So,
And Mr. Jenkins, I just want to say thank you for using botulism.ca.
ooh, yes, I will
Yes.
download your app right away.
Now we go.
So he leaves the comfort of your. Okay, so here's what I want a description of from somebody, and I don't want two people. So
No, no.
preferably Brad or Leo.
Yeah, Brad. too.
I need a description of how we are doing interviews in the food truck. What's the surrounding? Because we're obviously not sitting in an office. We're sitting in the food truck, and you come to your clients.
So okay, so this is where we do interviews with client
Yeah,
with
what
clients
is-
or with like just
No,
interviews for the the show that we're trying to get on, or well, I guess we're not.
This is exactly describe like just the surroundings of Mr. Jenkins at the food truck with you. Because does he sit in the food truck? Do we pull out a little like dining set? So do you have the interview with him at the dining set? Is he just standing in the window telling you his problems?
I think there's probably like a fold-out table. It folds out from the wall,
Okay.
and as soon as it does fold down, we have to like clear off some some of the maps and like there's also like a chart that I have that's like taped to the table that like links how certain foods have originated in one place and have mysteriously traveled to another place where they shouldn't have, and how the Illuminati is involved, and
Okay.
and the how the Masons are propagating these the use of larger and larger bananas.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so with that, I will let you. I think because the technology is already set in Chris's magic compartment box of maps, that basically works every time. What I'm going to set for this is I think academics makes the most sense to me. And I think definitely adding in your conspiracy, food conspiracies for this is good. Is that fair? So that's 5 dice that you get to roll there, Brad.
Awesome.
And we are counting this already because we're kind of working naturally into the investigation process here. So this is part of our investigation process.
Okay.
Open the glove compartment, and it's like stock footage.
Yes, indeed.
So is this part of the interview with Rotary
kind of.
Club guy, or is this like the initial figuring out where to go to chase down the?
Yeah. We're kind of going with kind of like a montage that you might see in a police procedural, where instead of like separating everything, it's kind of bleeding into one scene to the next. So I imagine that as Jenkins was like there, you had the maps out and he's talking about it. And then of course we have like, oh no, I know everything about this strange fruit that Jason's never heard of. And so, yeah, we're going to make this as part of the investigation. So again, think of it as a bleed fruit. So this is as definitely part of the investigation.
Okay. So
Whereas in like set, I kind of like the bleed through idea. So 5.
well, okay. So obviously this. I might be wrong on some details, but obviously this must be tied in to the Ecuadorian food smuggling ring.
I believe you have something with this. Those are such dark times.
And you get your first franchise dice. Awesome.
Do you think this has got something to do with food smuggling?
Well, the Ecuadorian food smugglers, they are infamous for bringing in lesser quality foods and passing them off as being of the highest grade. It is, and the reason I know that the Ecuadorians must be involved is because the Babico is traditionally from uh, uh, from the Montanesa area within Ecuador.
Okay, so I know I've used up my confessional. for
Yes,
the
you
scene.
have.
Okay, but I do want to have just for storytelling purposes.
Okay.
We cut to Rodney in a confessional, and he's like, "This is exactly the reason why I wanted to join something like botulism.ca in the first place." And then we switch back to Rodney talking to Dr. Willett, and he's like, "This is exactly why I wanted to join botulism.ca in the first place."
We are presented well. And we have Babaco to say from the nefarious Ecuadorian paraffin
Fruit
wax
smugglers.
fruit. Because using paraffin on fruit is against the vegan code. They have
Ooh.
veganism. And they must,
Paraffin is in veganism?
there's no paraffin on veganism.
All right.
Because
So,
it's in the unnatural form and treating it artificially. That is the way of against nature.
You have such harsh rules.
indeed, we do.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules about veganism, I merely follow them.
Ooh, that should have been your
Right.
catchphrase. Okay. So we are going to we're technically now into research, and the idea of the research phase is to do exactly what we did. We're going to look for locations, plausible explanations, and the only person who hasn't done really that much of as yet is we'll go to Leo next. I want to give Leo some lead time here. So Leo, what are you going to do about our missing Babico
Recipe.
recipe?
Did he tell us where it was at?
He is not sure, but we do now know that there's a high probability that was stolen by some underground smugglers, perhaps from Ecuador.
Okay. I picture me with some random Ecuadorian person just off the street.
Sounds good to me.
I was like, and I have him tied up to a chair,
Oh no!
and I'm interrogating him like, listen, it's only going to go one of two ways. Your legs are going to get broken, or you're going to tell me where the Babico is. Which is it? Now stop lying to me and tell me where it's at.
Oh no, Chris!
Why?
So
Carry
I'm
on.
trying not to look at Chris because he's killing me. I'm gonna drag a window over Chris's chat. Okay, so what would be a good role for this? Do you think, Leo?
I don't know. You tell me. You're DM.
I think for this one, because you're just using pure physical intimidation, this is definitely athletics.
Okay, so
And you can either use tenderizer or volatile for your extra dice for this one. Either or is fine.
alright, so 5d6.
5d6 is a lot of dice.
Seems pretty volatile.
Oops.
Oh.
I forgot to put the backslash roll.
That's okay.
No, it's cool, man.
It's a good thing because it's been so while since I had to use that mechanic. I'm glad to see I kind of sort of remember how to keep the highest. Ooh, there's another good result.
Damn. You'd
So, how would you like to all this to make it very clear again for everybody? So again, describe the result and gain a franchise dice. So you have a good result from your shakedown.
Okay. He's all, I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing about the Babico. You'll never get me to talk. And I was like, I always get my meat to talk. You touch me. Every sensual piece of it. I tenderize. You lies. I'm going to cook you in a stove. Oh, wait. Someone else did that. I'm going to grind you up and make you into a sausage. It's going to be Ecuadorian sausage. You're going to be delicious. And everyone's going to eat you. His eyes get bigger and bigger. No! Like, then tell me what I want to know.
And he's like, oh my God! Last I heard that. Oh God, I need a random name. Somebody generate a random name for me, Chris. Random name.
Spanish
Just
name? Or does it have to be? Is it Spanish?
It does not have to be Spanish because I don't want to be racist.
Okay. Francisco Smith.
Francisco. He knows where it is. Francisco. He just lives. He lives by the mall. Go see him. He's at the mall. He's always at the mall.
And everybody knows what the mall is. It's the biggest one in North America.
Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, he's at the mall all the time. I don't have a mall, but Mugo. Oh yeah, he's at the hotel.
Oh no.
Oh,
not the hotel.
He's at the special hotel. It totally derped on me that I should have actually been doing Canadian stuff, but I just picked random stuff from the internet.
Yeah, no worries, man. We can always.
Because I was lazy. Whoops. How do I do that? That's how I do it.
It's a very dark hotel.
Yes.
Hang on. There
All right.
we go. I have them hidden.
Ooh.
So I can reveal them as I go. But no, we'll reveal the casino as well. There we are. There, yay! So yeah, Francisco. He's at the hotel. Go see him at the hotel. So, are you gonna let our poor guy go?
Now that you told me, that's good. But I'm afraid that you might go tell him that we're after him. So, I'm sorry. And I just dump him into the meat grinder and go, hey.
Wait. No.
The next screen of me is just me handing out, like, except for Chris's character, handing out, like, bratwursts. And I got mine, like, loaded with stuff, and I'm eating it going, so, what you guys think about the sausages? They good mix or what?
That went so dark so fast.
And now you know why I'm a vegan.
I am so sad now. I'm not sure if I can continue.
You need to X-card the scene.
I'm sorry, Jason. You want me to discard that? Never mind.
Oh, I didn't think we're supposed to be heroes. God damn it, heroes!
Why?
I'll tell you what, we'll change the scene just slightly.
Well, I mean,
Door on the back.
Oh wait.
Okay,
Did somebody
so-
want to use their confessional to alter this scene?
I'll change the scene, man.
Otherwise, it's gonna go down.
Okay, sure.
I'll change it, dude, if you want me to.
No, it's cool. We'll play through it because it'll be really. Now you've given it as dark as sketch. It should be awesome.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if you started to push him into the meat grinder, I would be all, no. We must. If he knows about the conspiracy, we must find out more. He knows people. He is a what? How you say? A valuable resource, not to be wasted.
So I don't want to do this in this system because again, from most of the gameplay, you let the players do what they want. So the thing is, if we're gonna save him from the meat grinder, which is Jason's preferred thing, well, you can trank and tag him, or we do have a place that we could store him that he probably won't die because it's faulty.
How about I change it a little bit? Like, it looks like I dumped him in the meat grinder, but when we're eating the sausage, he's like walking by with the sausage.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Like,
Total misdirection.
Like, it shows like it looks like it's really dark for a second, and then he walks by like, "This is good sausage, man." And he like,
Nice.
and I'm like, "See, I told you."
I don't know if I want you to spend your your side for that, but yes, I will allow that, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's fair.
That's fine.
Yes, again, we're
That
trying-
makes sure I don't have to X card it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying not to be dark anymore. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
okay if it ends like that. I'm okay.
Well, again, I expect it to end as Reservoir Hot Dogs.
Oh, I don't want to end as Reservoir Hot Dogs. That's awful. Okay, so we are now at 7:30-ish at my time, anyways.
Yes.
And I know we had a delay, but do we want to take this a quick little break
Oh yeah.
before we continue? I know we had quite a bit of delay at the beginning, and we're not really on time, but even 5-ish would be fine.
Yeah. I think we should definitely do that.
Awesome.